Red flags that will keep you from getting the grant funding, loans, and the government contracts that you are searching and looking for to help accelerate and grow your business. Let me tell you something what most people won't tell you about how you're going to resolve and solve this red flag issue. There are going to be a few there's going to be a couple of parts to this. And so we're just going to talk about maybe one or two in this video, and we'll continue on in the next video. So if you're not following me, please join us, okay? All right. Now, there's some risk-based things. There's some funding issues that you may experience because, see, funding is not random. Funding is strategic, okay? And in order for you to get that funding, you need to know about these red flags. Then these red flags, you don't want to be the one that raise a red flag in your business, in your startup, whatever. And so the first one is going to be you don't know your numbers. You got to know your numbers in business because if you don't know these things here that I'm going to mention, then you got to go back to the drawing board and get them correct. Because if you don't, when a grantor look at you, they're going to say, "Ooh, they are not even ready. They're not ready for this funding." So don't let that be you. Now, the first thing is what was your revenue last quarter? Or if you're new to business, what will your revenue possibly be in the first 3 quarters of your business? You see? So it works both ways. And second thing that you must know before you think about getting any funding, what are your profit margins? What is that break even point? That's a must. Now, next thing, what are your quarterly and your monthly expenses? Because we know a business has expenses. Don't be afraid to just share that. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable with your business expenses. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're doing your business taxes and when you're having those expenses and you can verify and clarify those expenses, they increase your liability and they increase your deductions. That's an increase for your business. Okay. I won't get too involved with that portion. That's another conversation for another video about that. And what's going to trigger this will trigger the denials, and what's going to trigger it more so than ever, you have no earthly idea of what they are, those things I just mentioned. And so you won't be able to get that yes. No, you won't. No matter who told you. And guess where all of this information is going to be? You said it. You answered it correctly. You thought it in your mind correctly. A business plan. Yes, absolutely. And one more red flag I want to tell you about in this video is inconsistency in your revenue. Inconsistency and unverifiable money that's coming in. Let me tell you. So these tricks that they're telling you out here to do, you know those tricks. Yeah, deposit some money, withdraw it, deposit this, nah, 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 do all of that. No, you want to be a legitimate cash flowing customer base, customer service, service servings, business. You want that, in other words, you want the real, you want the money that's coming in your business. You want it to come from potential customers so they can become a long time clients or customers in your business. No doubt about it and no way around this. Okay. You have cash deposits that's coming in your business. This is a red flag without documentation for the most part. And like I said, you can show, well, okay, what service did you give? You know, you just got cash coming in. You don't have customers that's putting this money, that's giving you this money. And you have Venmo and Cash App deposits coming through your accounts and things like that. Most businesses, they shouldn't be heavily supported or heavily, being dependent on these kind of transactions. Newsflash. And I know a lot of people use them. Don't get me wrong, you got to start where you start, but do it properly. And see, I teach all of this in my classes, in my consulting. Now, irregular income spikes, you have those spikes that you're not invoicing, you're having spikes like you're making deposits. It's just a fad or a trend unless you can verify, say you did a workshop or you did something and it's a special event for this particular segment of of that spike. You can verify that. And so you can always put that in and explain that into your proposal and things of the sort. So this is two ways to trigger the no. And this is a red flag that you don't want to face in getting ready to get funding, that $50 billion that you can have a portion of. Because you see, it goes deeper than, oh, there's $50 billion out here for us. You have to be very intentional and you have to plan for this stuff. And so, with that being said, I'm going to leave you with a couple of things. Underwriters need traceable revenue. They need to see that in a loan process. And if you cannot verify this, this is a red flag. It's untrackable, and you will not get what you're looking for in funding. It's just the bottom line. So I don't want you to be that person that get that red flag, and I don't want you to be the one that get the turn down for the opportunities that your business. You may have the most brilliant idea, but if you aren't packaged in a way, and if you don't have it right structured, you're not going to get anywhere. You'll be defeating the purpose of even asking for funding. Okay. So we don't want that to be you. All right. So I'm going to give you some more red flags in the next video. And I thank you so much for hearing this one. And remember, taking some of these things that I said. So I want you to be able to get out there and make it happen. So if you want to work with me, hey, reach out. You can DM me privately, or you can be a part of the community. So all of the information is in the links under the videos. And if you don't see them there, you always can find me at pushthedream.com. Alrighty, we're gonna make these dreams happen, and we're gonna take action. That's the only way. You're gonna have to push those dreams. You got to do something about it. All right. Thank you so much for being here listening to this video, and you have a marvelous and a wonderful rest of your day. All right. And remember this, you were created for greatness, and you were created for magnificent things, and you have greatness within you. Yes, you do. So don't listen to the naysayers, and don't listen to those that tell you can't accomplish and achieve things because they know you from back then. You're here now, okay? You're not back there. You're here. Okay. All right. Have a beautiful one. And God is your provider. God is your strength. God is your help in a time of trouble. So remember that too as well, because he'll make it all right after a while. After a while. All right. I love you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.